Hey, listen, it's your boy Papa Benyarko, your financial coach. Listen, like, love, share this message. Tell a friend to tell a friend. It's going to bless you. It's going to bless them. But I want to get right into it. Like, we cannot, without further ado, talk about inflation, right? Like, what is it doing? Where is it affecting you? Listen to this. So there's a poll out right now that's talking about where inflation is and where it isn't, right? And I was thinking like groceries had to be the top place where inflation is hitting everybody. And it's actually not. Right now, they're talking about auto insurance, right? It's the top place. Rent, housing, restaurant meals, personal care, earnings. These are where inflation is hitting people the hardest, right? And auto insurance has been going up for years. This is like, to me, I don't get it, because I think there should be a program put in place where if you don't use the auto insurance for the year, you really should get a percentage of your money back. Or you should be able to invest a percentage of your money, because what are they doing? They're robbing Peter to pay Paul, pretty much. That's what insurance is. They're holding on to your money, investing it into something to grow that money on the side. Let's be clear. And then also the one or two payments that they have to pay, they make their payouts for the year. But it's not fair, I don't think, in this day and age, 2024, that insurance, if you had maybe auto insurance for the last 10 years and you've never been in an accident, that they just keep all that money. Think about how much you're giving to auto insurance for the duration of the time you've been driving. And think about how many times you actually even used it. You know, it's not even a fair ratio. So it really should be something put in place where if you didn't use it for the year, you get 20% back of your money, 25% back. I think that's something that should be put in place going forward for a lot of people. I think that'll make auto insurance a little more understandable and a little more payable, right? Because if you paying $200 a month times 12, I mean, this stuff adds up. And they talking about like people are spending money recklessly, right? But a lot of times we have stuff baked into life already that we have no control of, right? You know what I mean? Like health insurance is the price. Auto insurance, the price is the price. And you have no way of negotiating this stuff. Taxes, the price is the price, right? You know what I mean? Like some states you pay state tax, some states you don't. So how do that work? You know what I mean? Some people are benefiting from that aspect of life too. So I don't think we can't look at people's finances with a broad brush when a lot of things we paying for, it really doesn't make any sense sometimes, because if I'm not using the insurance, why do I have to be penalized by never getting some of my money back or half of it back or something, versus the person that used the auto insurance all the time? You know what I mean? It should be something put in place, and hopefully they can work on that. But that's my soapbox on auto insurance and the way it's going up, because that's leading inflation right now. So here's something I want you guys to think about. It's a chip maker called Taiwan Semi, ticker symbol TSM, right? And they're partnered with the Biden administration. The Biden administration is talking about they received $6.6 billion grant, right, to build another plant in Arizona. That's their third one. So right now, that stock went crazy the day this announced, right? So I just want you to think about this. Like, there's certain companies that's going to benefit from Trump being in office. There's certain companies that's going to benefit from Biden being in office. We need to understand the two, because it's not on this platform, we're not going to get emotional about politicians, who's better, who's not. But what we do want to do is understand how we can benefit lucratively, right, from these different politicians winning. So we understand that if Biden wins, he's really pushing the semiconductors, Taiwan Semi, trying to bring a lot of them back to America and set up home bases here. So there's going to be big incentives for chip makers to really produce here, right? You know, think of NVIDIA, think of Taiwan Semi, all these different players in the chip in the semiconductor space. But also we know that EVs are going to be a big player. So, Biden and Elon Musk, I guess sometimes they see eye to eye, sometimes they don't. But the EVs are going to be a big player, because if it's up to the Democrats, gasoline is going out the door, right? And which similar with Trump, it's different stocks that will benefit. So understand the nuance with who's in power and who's actually running the country, because they will kind of unknowingly make certain stocks go up and down, right? So we got to realize that and play to our advantage in those scenarios. Taiwan Semi is something that will benefit if Biden wins again. So here was something I thought that was kind of funny, right? Spotify employees question lavish spending on events while the company lays off thousands. Now listen, here you go. Companies lay off people, and that's a good thing in the eyes of investors. Like, when the investment world, things that are right and wrong is like backwards from the civilian world. So in the investment world, like, we get upset when weekends come, and in regular people's mind, they love the weekend, right? And also, like, when people get laid off in the regular world, that's a bad thing. It's a sad thing. Everybody's upset. But when the investment world, people get laid off, that means this company's now saving money while increasing their revenue, right? Because they no longer have to pay those 1,000 people they laid off, 2,000 people, right? So they're increasing their revenue without having to spend any more money. So in the investment world, that's a good thing. The stock will go up if you lay off employees, and it's effective to your bottom line. So a lot of times the investment world and the regular world of how people think in the terms of thinking is totally different. And you'll see people cry outrage in one setting, but when it comes to the people that's investing in the company, you'll see them get happy about these moves. So employees are questioning, how can they do these lavish events when they laid off so many people? But a lot of times when they lay off people, it has nothing to do with them like hurting for money, right? They just trying to show the board, keep their spending down while increasing profits. And laying off employees is one way to do it. It's sad, but it's also business, and their spending on lavish events has nothing to do with the other at all. So that's never going to change. And that's the way I can best explain it. The regular world is not thinking like the investment world. We on two different pages. So yeah, that's that. Hey, last but not least, I want to touch on the Magnificent Seven, right? Because I saw something where even Apple bounced back the other day. Of course, Friday it was a big hit, right? To the stock market in general. No worries. When everything goes down, it's not a indication that your stock is bad, because the whole index, the three major indexes, are all down. So that lets you know that, today's just a bad day. It has nothing to do with your personal stock, right? But we realize that the Magnificent Seven, at any given time, one of these 7 companies are leading the way towards higher gains in the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ, right? So we have, of course, Apple, Nvidia, Google, Microsoft, Amazon, Meta, Tesla, right? So these stocks can be down for months, one of them, but there's always that rebound that happens. And a lot of times when you're late to it and you don't see it and you're not part of it, you be like, dang, man, it was down for like 2-3 months. Why didn't I get in it? And I'm telling you right now, the Magnificent Seven is just leading the way, because all the institutional investors are in it. So the big money is in it. And I tell you guys on here, if you are a retail investor, which is just the everyday person investing their money, and you do not work for Merrill Lynch, you're not a fund manager, you have to follow the institutional investors. They're the ones with the big money. They're investing millionaires' money. They're investing retirement account money from jobs that of people working at companies that's they're doing their 401k, their pensions. They're managing all this money, and they're putting their money in the Magnificent Seven. So you have to follow the big money on your investment journey. It's not really hard. You don't have to find some way out stock from somewhere that somebody told you about on your last trip that you was on. Like, you don't have to do that. All you got to do is see what the big money are putting their money in and follow them, because by sheer market cap, they will move the stock higher by the amount of money they're putting into it. So you got to understand how this thing works, and then once you understand how it works, you realize that, oh, okay, it's not really me and you moving the market, is them, the institutional guys, the Fidelities, the Charles Schwabs, the Merrill Lynches, right? And they are the ones moving everything. So it's not really about us, like, individually. So don't get too caught up in your individual thinking. Just realize what the big guys are doing and follow them. Follow the wave. Yeah, for sure. Hey, so I hope that was helpful. I'm your financial coach, your chief investor. If you want to get with me, DM me, let me know. Let's work together. We can put something together, and I could be your financial coach and help you towards understanding the stock market in a real way, where it's very obtainable for you to be in it and investing in it and building wealth, generational wealth for you and your family. Let's win.